Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're tearing down a massive, high-stakes problem that is literally hiding in plain sight on countless e-commerce storefronts. And it's an issue we at ParticleSearch solve every single day. We're talking about an invisible revenue leak caused by broken SKU search on Shopify. Look, most merchants don't even know it's happening, but it is quietly sabotaging sales day in and day out. If you sell to businesses, if you sell parts, or honestly, if you just have repeat customers who know exactly what they want, you absolutely cannot afford to miss this. Okay, let's dive into this. I want to hit you with a statistic that should immediately set off alarm bells for any store owner. According to the Baymard Institute, 80% of shoppers who get zero results, they leave immediately. No browsing, no clicking through your navigation menu to see what else you have. When that search bar comes up empty, they are gone. So what does this all mean? The financial stakes of a zero-result search are absolutely massive, especially when the exact item they were looking for is literally sitting in your warehouse ready to ship.
So let's get into part 1, the invisible search saboteur.
We really have to ask, who exactly are we losing here? Because we aren't talking about casual window shoppers. The victims of broken SKU search are your absolute highest value repeat buyers. We're talking about procurement managers holding last quarter's invoice, warehouse operators who are literally pasting barcode scanner output right into your search bar. It's engineers looking up very specific OEM model numbers, and B2B repeat buyers navigating by their own internal part numbers. These folks don't search by a fluffy product name, they search by code. And when that code fails, they abandon your site instantly.
And this brings us to the ultimate tragedy of this whole user experience failure. Imagine a buyer pasting their SKU into your search bar. The autocomplete dropdown pops up and shows absolutely nothing. Naturally, they assume you're out of stock, so they close the tab and boom, they're calling a competitor. But here is the real kicker. If they had just pressed the enter key instead of trusting that dropdown, the product would have appeared on the screen. The inventory was there the whole time. Just wow.
Which leads us perfectly into part 2, the two-system search split. Okay, so what's really interesting here is that Shopify actually runs two completely separate search engines on your store. They do not share the same rules at all. On one side, we have predictive search. That's your autocomplete dropdown. Now, by default, it searches the title, product type, and vendor, but it does not search the SKU. On the other side is the full page search, which only loads after you press enter. Now, that system searches the title, body, tags, and it actually does search the SKU by default. This total split creates the devastating illusion of zero inventory simply because the autocomplete dropdown ignores the SKU. You don't even have to take my word for it. I highly encourage you to test this on your own store right now. Seriously, open an incognito window, grab a real SKU from your catalog, and paste it into your search bar. Don't press anything yet. Just watch the dropdown. If it's empty, hit enter. If the product magically appears on the next page, yep, you've just confirmed the two-system problem is live on your store right now.
Now let's uncover a deeper issue in part 3, the hidden underscore glitch.
To really understand this glitch, we need a quick definition of a concept called tokenization. Basically, tokenization is just how a search engine's backend reads a query and breaks it down into smaller, searchable units, which are called tokens. It usually splits these chunks at separator characters, think hyphens, dots, or slashes. It's like chopping a sentence into words so the engine can understand it. But here is exactly where things go horribly wrong. Take a look at how Shopify handles different separators. Let's say your SKU is beta-799. Shopify breaks that into two tokens, beta and 799. So if a customer searches just 799, perfect, they find the product. But what if you use an underscore? If your SKU is beta_799, Shopify treats that as one giant unsplittable token. If a buyer searches the partial suffix 799, the search fails completely. It returns nothing. So if you format your SKUs with underscores, your partial search is fundamentally broken. All right, we know the problem. Let's talk solutions in part 4, fixing Shopify with ParticleSearch. First off, let's look at the manual developer fix for that autocomplete problem. You can actually go into your Shopify theme code editor, hunt down the predictive search JavaScript file, locate the fetch request, and manually type in variance.sku and variance.barcode into the search field's parameter. But there is a massive catch here. It requires touching back-end code, it doesn't fix that nasty underscore tokenization glitch we just talked about, and worse, if you ever update your theme, this fix gets completely wiped out. You have to manually reapply the whole thing all over again. It's incredibly fragile. And honestly, that fragility is exactly why we build ParticleSearch to be the definitive solution. Instead of hacking your theme files together with duct tape, our app completely replaces both of Shopify's split search systems with a single powerful unified engine. It indexes SKUs, barcodes, and vendor codes by default. It takes literally 2 minutes to install, requires absolutely zero coding, and it survives every single theme update automatically. Let's break down exactly what we upgrade here. ParticleSearch doesn't just put a Band-Aid on the autocomplete. We implement custom tokenization, meaning those tricky underscore separated SKUs, they become fully searchable by any partial segment. We create a truly unified index, so the dropdown and the results page always match perfectly every time. We even bring in variant-aware result cards, so buyers can find the exact size or color they need instantly. And this brilliantly illustrates why a unified index matters so much for keeping those high-value repeat buyers happy. Finally, let's move to part 5, the 90-day search audit. Look, whether you rely on manual code edits or you upgrade to a unified engine, I highly recommend running this quarterly SKU audit. And the best part, you don't need a developer for this. Just export your top 25 purchased SKUs from the last 90 days, test each one in 4 different formats: exact match, lowercase, no punctuation, and just a partial chunk of the code. Test the autocomplete and the results page separately to make sure they actually match. Test your top barcodes, and finally, dive into your zero result analytics and look for queries that look like identifiers. If you're seeing part numbers sitting in your zero result report, you are losing guaranteed revenue, plain and simple.
Which brings us to our final thought. The buyers typing SKUs into your store aren't just browsing. They are trying to buy from you right now. So I want to leave you with this one critical question to ask yourself today. Can your best customer paste an internal part number into your search bar right now and actually trust the dropdown? If the answer is no, it's time to run that audit, or just let us fix it for you with ParticleSearch and plug that invisible revenue leak for good. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy optimizing!